The news is coming out that the man who died and who had been an asylum seeker held at the Manston detention centre was probably suffering from diphtheria. Now we know that diphtheria was one of the diseases that had been detected in the Manston detention centre and that to a certain extent led to its closure. It was one of the things that was raised raised with, I believe, Suella Braverman, the Home Secretary, that was, I believe, dismissed by her, and therefore I think she should now be held responsible. I think this was probably predictable a while ago when the story of the man's death made the news. One or two people said that one shouldn't be prejudging. Well, I'm not a news channel, I'm simply offering an opinion, and I think I'm perfectly at liberty to cast aspersions where I wish. And here I go. I think Suella Braverman should be held to account for this man's death. I think we cannot hold people in detention in appalling conditions, particularly if we're holding them in detention in worse conditions than we would hold prisoners in this country. People who are turning to us for help. The fact that some of them may or may not be, quote, illegal migrants or may not be economic migrants, and the two are not interchangeable terms, doesn't excuse the fact that we should be holding these people in the best possible conditions that we can, and shoving them in second-rate hotels to hope the problem goes away is not the solution. The Home Office should have been making preparation for this number of migrants. It didn't. It didn't make preparations by putting a visa application system in France. It hasn't got visa application systems in a number of countries. It's outsourced the visa application process and it isn't working. So there is no legal route for the majority of people to come to this country should they wish to. They wish to come to this country partly because we've been banging on about teaching English to foreigners. We've got these various tests put out by the British Council, and they are as confusing as possible. This is a money-making machine. We're making money that way. We're exploiting foreigners that way. We're now exploiting those people who come across the sea in dinghies because there is no other way to reach us. This is one level of exploitation after another. It is sickening. I shouldn't use that term when somebody has actually died of sickness that has been brought on because of the way we have treated them. There is no other way of looking at it. We are responsible. We have behaved abominably, and I trust there will be some migrants who will take it into their hands to take legal cases against the Home Office, and I trust they will have our support. We cannot let the elite in our political establishment get away with treating other people like scum. There is only one deplorable set of individuals here, and those are the ones who turn a blind eye, who don't read their briefs, and who parrot slogans as if they have meaning, and when asked questions they cannot answer them. And I'm afraid the person who leads that at this particular point and in this particular case is the person who is in charge of the Home Office. Suella Braverman, the buck stops with you on this one.